we announce the Sagar Mala project. Like Sagar Mala and Bharat Mala, Sagar Mala.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi often uses Sagar Mala as a buzzword in his speeches, a reference to his government's scheme that seeks to promote port-led development.
Our port-led development program, Sagar Mala, will create business opportunities for the investors and the employment for the youth.
This is part of a global movement called Blue Economy, a development strategy that believes in using oceans and seas to generate economic growth. The Niti Aayog thinks it can help India grow into a $10 trillion economy by 2032. Sagar Mala is actually an umbrella scheme of 415 projects worth Rs 8 lakh crore. This will build new ports, coastal economic zones, inland waterways, and other infrastructure projects under the Ministry of Shipping. India's manufacturing and industrial sector is concentrated in central India. Sagar Mala will push it towards the coasts. So what happens to people living on the coasts? India's 7,500 kilometer long coastline is home to over 4 million people who are dependent on fishing activities. While one of the objectives of Sagar Mala is to empower the coastal communities, activists think otherwise. A press conference on the impact of Sagar Mala was held in Chennai in February 2018 by members of the fishing community.
We have seen what Sagar Mala has done to coastal wetlands and to coastal lands and to coastal people. The prime example of this is in Ennur, where a Kamarajar port has set up and expanded primarily inside the Ennur Creek. This has come at a huge cost to the flood security of the residents of Chennai. Close to 10 lakh people in North Chennai are under heightened risk of disastrous flooding because of all the encroachments in the tail end of Kosasthalaiyar River. There's also been massive pollution from the coal-fired thermal power plants that has decimated the livelihoods of the fisher folk.
In Tamil Nadu, the National Fish Workers Forum has been taking out rallies and sensitizing villagers about what the Sagar Mala project will do.
இதை மீனவர்களை சாகடிச்சு விவசாயிகளை சாகடிச்சு மாலை போடுறதுக்கு தான் இந்த சாகர் மாலா திட்டமோன்ற ஒரு அச்சம் நிலவிட்டு இருக்கு. ஏன்னா ஏற்கனவே எங்களுக்கு தொழில்நுட்பம் போயிடுச்சு, நிலப்பரப்பு போயிடுச்சு, ஒரு சுற்றுச்சூழல் சுகாதார கேடு ஆயிடுச்சு, கரியை கொட்டுறாங்க, சாம்பலை கொட்டுறாங்க. இதில் முன்ன ஒரு பகுதியும் அழிக்க வேணான்றது தான் எங்களோட எண்ணம். மீன் தொழில் கிடையாது. இந்த கரையோரத்தில் ஃபுல்லாக இந்த கப்பல்களோட கழிவுகளும் எங்களை சுற்றி கப்பலுங்க போயிட்டதுனால இந்த பகுதியில் அடிக்கடி விபத்து ஏற்படுது. துறைமுகம் தூர்வாரப்படாமல் இந்த இயற்கையான துறைமுகம் இருக்குது, அது தூர்வாரப்படாமல் அதை அடைஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கு. ஒரு பகுதியில் இந்த ஆறை வந்து அழிச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அதை ஒட்டியுள்ள பகுதியில் ஹைடைடல் லோடைடல் ஏறுற தண்ணி பகுதியெல்லாம் இவங்க மணல் கொட்டி அங்கே இருக்க மேங்க்ரோஸ்லாம் அழிச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க இந்த சாகர் மலா திட்டத்துக்காக.
A report by the Research Collective in November 2017 had come out with similar findings.
You're looking at transforming shoreline fishery, which is India's extremely rich waters close to the coastline, being transformed into a deep sea fishery. So a lot of it is going into, say, expanding the Sassoon docks or building new harbors and investing in deep sea fishing. And that is something that without consent is a huge impact on the fish workers, because it's basically livelihood being uprooted to be then put into casual labor in factories that are going to be built on the coastline as well.
When fishermen are pushed into the deep sea for various reasons, they end up crossing the international maritime borderline, leading to arrests by neighboring countries. More than 500 fishermen are languishing in various Pakistani jails, according to an official report. Deep sea fishing also puts fishermen at risk of natural calamities, the most recent being Cyclone Oki, which left 79 fishermen dead in Kerala, with hundreds still missing at sea. Proponents of the Sagar Mala project, however, believe India needs to modernize ports to increase its share in global trade.
Sagar Mala overall would definitely enhance and harness our economy, and also blue economy plays a role in it. And Sagar Mala, where it looks after the development and enhancement of ports, national waterways, even the first and last mile connectivity of ports through rail and road, and the trade volumes, the overseas trade and all of that. It will also help reduce the domestic logistic costs, especially when the role of inland water transportation comes in. And as compared to the road and rail costs per mile, the costs of transportation through waterways are way less than the road and rail.
But should all of this come at the cost of India's coastline? That's the trillion-dollar question.